Hey, so I want to make a video go over my miniature bow that I made. The whole story behind it, why did I buy it to begin with, and like how did I craft it. So start the story of why I brought it. So this was originally the TFT bow, and I bought it for 3 mirrors, and then I immediately annulled it. So you might be thinking, why did you buy a mirror bow and annul it? The bow had Dex, and Dex is back to my build, and there's no other miniature bow without Dex. Both Sushi and the TFT bow have Dex. So yeah, I brought the bow and I annulled it. I bricked the bow, had to recraft it. It was a 5 mod bow for a bit. And I recrafted it again to finish it with a 6 mod bow. Now the finished bow state, it is double crit multi. If you did not know, you can have global crit multi and multi, while near a rare or unique enemy. In total, it's a 78% crit multi bow. One off from perfectly divined. Not really worth going for perfect divine because it's a 1-2000. It's probably not gonna be more than like 10 or 15 people who mirror the bow. If you are wondering, this bow is free mirror service, so if you want to mirror the bow in League, feel free to. No one else is going to make a better bow than this in League because it's not really worth the price to make one as, not enough people are going to mirror it this late into the League. So yeah, let's go over on, why I don't need Dex, or why I don't want Dex. I don't want Dex because I'm using Rational Doctrine. This jewel is, really insane when you're doing a Decaspiel jewel and, using Supreme, right? So before, you could not use this with the mirror bows as they all had Dex, and if you have Dex in your bow, you can't use Rational Doctrine as Dex has to be the lowest stat. So yeah, that's why I brought the bow. Just get rid of the Dex, recraft it, make it better, and allow like every BVMF enjoyer to have a better bow, essentially. It's also the best bow, even if you're not MF, even if you're just like a regular BV build, just because 44% crit multi is better than tier 1 Dex as well. So yeah, let's go over on how I crafted the bow. So the bow craft is pretty cheap up until the last two parts. So it's kind of like any other bow, you know. So use Essence of Woe, then you would just immediately null spam, right? Until spell damage is your only mod. At this point, you just do suffix, can have 2 additional character mods. Cannot roll attack mod. And then any suffix, doesn't matter what it is. It can be any suffix in the game. So here we'll just craft double damage. Then you Exalt Slam, and of course this is the standard way to get +1 Socket Gems. This is guaranteed, of course, because you have cannot roll attack mods and your suffixes are filled, so it can't slam in a suffix. Now you have to get rid of these mods, remove all the crafted mods. Then you have to do 3 additional modifiers again. Now you have to do prefix cannot be changed, and then block any prefix in the game. So I'll just craft any prefix, doesn't matter what it is. Now you have to go over to Ashling, and you just have to do the Ashland Veil. This is guaranteed to hit a suffix, so 100% chance. Then you have to remove these mods again, and craft any charge, so Endurance, Frenzy, or Power charge. So yeah, damage per Endurance, Frenzy, or Power. Doesn't matter which one it is. This just has the most weight in when you're blocking, so it's the best one to block, as you don't want to unveil this. You want to unveil double damage, that's what you're aiming for. So here, unveil double damage. Multi, if they're nearby, is not bad, but double damage is better. Double damage while focus, not what we want. We want consistent damage, so, you'll take this, then you don't have to recut the bow, thankfully, though. At this point, you would just do prefix cannot be changed, and you would annul. It's a 50-50% chance, or you can scour. Either one works. Actually, you scour. You don't know, my bad. It's cheaper this way. So yeah, you had to scour. Cheapest way to do it. Then you have to do, once again, the 2 additional character modifiers. 3 additional character modifiers, I should say. And same thing. So prefix cannot be changed. And then, block any prefix once again. And so yeah, you'll keep doing this over and over and over until you hit double damage unveil. It's about a 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 around there. I think it's like a 20% chance. So yeah, you keep doing that over and over and over. It's about like a 2, 4, 6 divines per an attempt. So 6 divines per attempt, and 4 to 5 times. So you're looking around like 30 or 33 divines or so, right? So you just keep doing this until you hit double damage. I'll just speed it up. So yeah, we hit it we go. That's the easy part. Now, once again, we have to do 3 additional modifiers. Now you'll craft your multi if nearby. And then you craft your support gems, of course. Socketed support gems. So this is usually what a finished BB bow looks like, or one with like, crit multi instead of a crafted crit multi. But to make the GG best bow, this is the optimal way to do it. At this point, you now have to annul. So this is a 1 in 6 chance, and if you're wondering, it is not worth to use locks at the current price for this. So you annul, 1 in 6 chance, mostly going to break the bow. And if you break the bow, then depending on what you hit, you have to restart from scratch. So if you hit a prefix, you have to restart from scratch. If you hit a suffix, you can just go back to the whichever method it may be. So for example here, and then the prefix. If you had a crafted mod, right, you just recraft the crafted mod and you annul again. So it costs like nothing, right? But if you hit, let's say, prefix, right, then at this point, this is still not bad. You would have to recraft cannot roll attack mods and fill the suffix with cannot 3 additional crafted mods, right? So 3 additional crafted mods with cannot roll attack mods, exalt slam, and I'll fix this version. But if you get spell damage, for example, let's say you annul, remove the spell damage, then you have to restart the bow from scratch. If you annul and remove the double damage, then you have to just go to action slam again. So not too bad. But yeah, that's multiple different ways to like how you refix the bow or if you recraft from scratch. Also, you keep annulling, and eventually you will hit 3 additional modifiers. It's a 1 out of 6, of course. So here we hit it. And now the only way to finish this bow, and the best way to finish it, is with locks. So as you see here, and for multi, which we're going for, tier 1 or tier 2. Tier 1 is optimal, but it's way too many locks and not really worth it because enough people aren't going to mirror it to make it worth it, right? So tier 1 or tier 2, it's 2,000 weight in. You see the 76,000 weight. So it's 1 out of 38 chance per lock to essentially hit your crit multi. In other words, it's about 3,800 divines to 3,900 divines, depending on how much you get locks for. Quite expensive. That's about 5 mirrors worth, right? Over 5 mirrors. So yeah, that's what we did. I hit it on my 25th lock. So in total, I think the bow was about a 7 mirror craft around there. We got lucky. If we got unlucky, it would have been around like 8 or 9 mirrors, or even like 10 mirrors, right? So yeah, you just essentially you hit a chorus lock. I can't do it on here. Can't show it. They don't have a lock on here. Hit a chorus lock. If it rolls multi, you slam, right? Obviously, in this case, tier 6, not good, but yeah. Essentially, wait until it hits multi with an course lock, and the bow's finished. In my case, I got tier 2, which is still really good, and we got 1 off from perfect divine. It's an average of 2,000 divine, so it's not really worth going for perfect, as like I said, enough people aren't going to mirror this anyway. Roughly like 10 to 15 people might mirror it. Yeah, that's how you craft the bow. And that's the story behind the whole bow. Why I brought it to begin with, why I annulled it. I only did it because I wanted to build better, as neither TFT or Sushi had a double multi bow. They both had a bow at Dex, which bricked my build. So yeah, that's it. If you have any comments about this bow, or crafting it, just leave a comment below. Also stream on Twitch daily, and like I said, it's a free mirror service. So if you want this bow for your build, especially in game with a mirror, and yeah, no service fee at all. That's it.